Nakna wa ay barisha Allah walakim la tam kosha bawai baharakha wakaksha Yahweh bahasham Yahweh shama amat, which is truly, hey, with the Hebrew Israelites coming to you week in and week out through the spirit and power of Yahweh bahasham Yahweh Shah, to preach to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, Haitians, Israelite foreigners. Nacham atam kaya malakoth hashemayim korab. Repent ye, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Call Layim La Yahweh bahasham Yahweh Shah bahasham chahakodash. Wa mashanaka badim zukoyim nawa. Wa malakim shoy shlas zukoyim chagadawa. Wa chasad wa shalom wa barakim. Laha b'charim shoha kawiyah shalom shalom. All right, so all praise to the Most High Yahweh, which means He exists. Bahasham, in the name of Yahweh Shai delivers. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Israel, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and mercy, peace, and blessings to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom, which means peace. This is an article in RT. It reads, first charge of aggravated HS bought in Uganda, Reuters. It says a young man is facing life in prison, convicted under the country's new law. It says a 20-year-old man in Uganda has been charged with aggravated HS under the strict new laws in that country, Reuters reported on Monday, citing prosecutors and the defendant's lawyer. All right, which this is only a product of the Babylon Jews, because pretty much Babylon wanted all these nations to pretty much take on her ways, but people envy what they see like on TV and stuff like that, so they see these things like in America, Babylon the Great chiefly, so they take on that type of mindset, that type of spirit, you see. And that's what you this is what you see in America, Babylon the Great, and those particular people in that spirit, that don't repent, they're gonna be destroyed. You see, it says aggravated homosexuality. You see, that sounds like an extreme case. You see, I'm gonna keep going. It says this is the first such persecution in Uganda since its anti-HS Act was passed in May. The new law imposes the death penalty for aggravated homosexuality. It includes same-sex sexual acts with minors, with disabled persons, or the elderly, as well as gay sex that transmits terminal illnesses such as AIDS, HIV. All right, I'm gonna keep going. It says the legislation also prescribes life in prison for same-sex intercourse and a prison sentence of up to 20 years for promoting same-sex acts. According to Reuters, the defendant, who alleged to have engaged in unlawful sexual intercourse with another man, was charged on August 18th with aggravated HS. The charge sheet quoted failed to clarify why the act was considered aggravated. It says since it is a capital offense triable by the High Court, the charge was read out and explained to him in the magistrate's court on the 18th, and he was reprimanded. The Outlook quoted Jacqueline OQ, spokesperson for the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, as saying OQ has said she had no knowledge of prior cases involving charges of aggravated HS. The defendant's lawyer, Justin Boya, told the outlet that the entire law is unconstitutional. She claimed that four other people have been charged under the law since its introduction, but her client is the first to be persecuted for aggravated HS. She declined to speak on any further specifics of the case. The capital punishment is still legal. While capital punishment is still legal in the East African country, no one has been executed there in about 2 decades. However, in 2018, President Yoweri Museveni warned of the possibility of resuming executions in order to combat a surge in criminal activity, since Uganda's anti-ABC law has sparked widespread condemnation, promoting the U.S. to impose visa restrictions on officials and World Bank to halt new funding for the country. So pretty much, being that this country is like boycotting, so to speak, or they're not doing what Babylon wants him to do. They pretty much imposing visa restrictions, so it's gonna be restrictions on those those particular like officials in that country, making it more difficult to do things over here. You see, it says in the World Bank to halt new funding for the country. You see, so pretty much they're gonna start affecting how they do business. All right, and if you don't have business in a particular country, then your economy is pretty much what keeps everything flowing. If you don't have a good economy, then the country isn't it's pretty much going to fail. It says President said earlier this month that the World Bank and its allies were attempting to coerce his country into abandoning its principles and sovereignty through sanctions. You see, because the sanctions, going to the restrictions and then the funding for the country, the halt. You see, so because pretty much that's going to affect, their business in that particular country, which would lead to like the downfall of those particular countries. You see, going back to this essentially ties into where it says that the nations are mad. They pretty much took on the ways of America, Babylon the Great. You see, and they see that it's not beneficial. That's why you got countries like Uganda, and countries in the Middle East. They're saying, hey, like to hell with this, this philosophy, and they're pretty much going back to more of an Eastern way. They're seeing that the ABC, agenda isn't the way to go. It's actually it's detrimental to their societies. All right, we're seeing just things like that, and that's pretty much why Babylon is going to be left alone. All right, nukes is going to be shot on this place. You see, because pretty much this place is going to be rewarded double. You see, and it's going to be destroyed via ICBMs, nuclear missiles. So let's get some precepts. This is Habakkuk chapter 2. We'll get verse 5. It says, yet also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is his death and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. All right, so this man transgresses in wine, his philosophies. You see, he wasn't made to be upright. All right, and he pushes this doctrine amongst the world. All right, you see, you go to Psalms, the 37th chapter. All right, talks about the wicked has spread in great power. All right, he spread, starting with that Hellenization, which Hellenization is pretty much the I think the word is prequel, or the beginning of Westernization, because pretty much Westernization is Hellenization 2.0. You see, so he spread his doctrine amongst the earth. All right, and these nations are seeing that, hey, this is not beneficial. It's causing chaos, so they're tossing it off. All right, and that also ties into I'll get it after this, but Obadiah chapter 1 and verse I think it's verse 2. How Esau's being made small. You see, because everybody's seeing this devil for who he truly is. All right, they're seeing that his ways, his doctrine, his lifestyle isn't shit. It's not beneficial. I'm gonna keep going. It says, yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, his philosophies, his ways of life, that has Hellenization, Westernization. He is a proud man. All right, he's averse to the scriptures. All right, we go to scriptures like Psalm 10 and 4. All right, Job, the 21st chapter. All right, he was made adverse to the scriptures. He doesn't keep the Lord in the forefront of his mind. All right, he's a proud man. All right, he doesn't come in that humble spirit. All right, because pretty much his laws, is adverse to the Bible, adverse to the scriptures. All right, for example, he'll say, hey, you can get married to the same gender, when the scriptures say, no, you can't do that. All right, he'll say, hey, he'll sell pork bacon in his stores. He'll sell pepperoni. He puts pork on damn near everything, you see, but the law says that, hey, you can't do that. All right, so these are examples on how the so-called white man is a proud man. All right, he's adverse to the scriptures. It says neither keep it at home, you see, which, he can't maintain his own affairs. He got issues right now in America, Babylon the Great, you see, But right now he's over in Uganda saying, hey, we about to put sanctions on you, pretty much running what they trying to run what they have going on. All right. It says, who enlarges his desire is hell, and is his death, and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. But pretty much the point that I want to get from this is the wine part, because that's pretty much what has the world drunk. You see, but the Lord is removing that covering cast. You see, so that the elect, chiefly the elect, is seeing that Esau's ways isn't beneficial. You see, but also these other nations, all right, they're starting to see like, hey, all right, you never keep your end of the bargain. All right, you're deceitful, you're treacherous. All right, so now they're doing off with his ways. All right, let's get another one. Now go ahead and close it. This is Leviticus, also Wayakorah, chapter 18 and verse 22. It says, thou shalt not lie with mankind, as with womankind, it is abomination. All right, this is Leviticus 20 and 13. It says, if a man also lie with mankind, as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death, their blood shall be upon them. All right, so going back to this article, it was talking about bringing back the executions. That will be righteous. All right, that's a righteous judgment. Yep, right. It says the new law, right? It says the new law imposes the death penalty for aggravated HS. You see, so that's a righteous judgment. You see. But I don't want to Zah by night. Your power lords with those a beautiful edification through the spirit. Wow, I don't want to Zah. Atham Yash Layla to Wab. Lords will you have a good night. Hey, shalom, shalom.